To East Hampton Town Board, we are live.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the July 20th regular meeting of the East Hampton Town Board. Carol, would you please read the roll call?
Present.
Present.
Present, please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This morning's meeting will have 6 public hearings, followed by a public portion where any member of the public may address the board on any topic. We ask that you please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and that will be followed by resolutions. And first up, Carol, if you'd read the first public hearing notice.
The public hearings will be held live and in person by the town board and will be available electronically by video and teleconferencing and will be televised on local TV channel 22 and available for live stream on the LTV website. The public shall be permitted to appear in person, but may also provide comments on the matter being heard by calling 351-888-6331. Any person or party wishing to be heard with respect to the foregoing may do so in person, by agent, by attorney, or by written comment addressed to the East Hampton Town Clerk, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton. Comments may also be submitted to the town clerk by email to cbrennan@ehamptony.gov. All comments must be received by the town clerk by the date and time of the public hearing. Please check the meeting agenda posted on the town's website for any changes or for updated information. Notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of East Hampton will hold a public hearing, Town Hall, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, on Thursday, July 20th at 11 a.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard, to consider comments of all persons regarding a draft wireless communications master plan, the plan, a copy of which is available for review at the town clerk's office or online.
Thank you very much, Carol. We have brief summary here from former
I can give you a
assistant
brief
planning
summary.
director,
So,
Eric Shantz.
Eric Shantz, Director of Housing, formerly of the Planning Department, which is why I'm helping out with this. This is kind of the final step in updating the town's wireless policies and procedures. This plan has been crafted by Cityscape, the town's wireless consultants. At this point, what we're doing is just soliciting public comment on the draft version of the plan. We still intend to bring this in front of the planning board to get their comments. And then after we've received any comments that lead to potential edits, we will make those and then bring it back in front of the board for a public hearing on the final version of the master plan. But basically at this point, we have posted the entire document online. It has been online for over a month. We're just seeking to see if the public has any questions, changes, recommendations, basically anything to help make this plan, which will be the plan that is the general governance and guideline for wireless in the town, a better plan.
Thank you, Eric. See, we have no one here in person. Jason, do we have any callers on the line who would like to address the town board on the draft wireless plan?
We have one caller on the line. I will see if they would address the town board on the draft wireless plan. Okay, caller ending 7623, you're on the air.
Yeah, how are you?
Doing well. Would you like to address the town about the wireless?
Yes, I would.
All right.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to tell you guys I am looking through your live stream platform. I got to tell you the audio is very different from the what I'm seeing online, so it's a little difficult to follow this. But yeah, Eric Shantz is very knowledgeable in all he does.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, could you just state your name for the record, please? It sounds like Martin, but...
Oh, sure, Martin Drew, Springs, Rincon. How are you?
Very good. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate that.
Yeah, cheers. I was just thinking this is about wireless communication, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Master plan?
That's
well,
correct.
I would say the serious issue in our concern has been the Springs Tower. That's been, I guess, a real problem for everyone to get the telecommunication towers going. So I'm not sure where you guys are in this master planning process, but I would think that's an emergency and a necessity, being several accidents, inabilities to contact safety agencies, and I think there's even been a death out there they couldn't report. So, yeah, please work on this master plan and please get that done in Springs. It's just a matter of life and death at this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in, Martin. Appreciate that. Are there any other callers on the
hang in
line?
We have no other callers on the line.
I'll entertain a motion to close.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, pass and carried. Carol, if you'd read the next public hearing notice, please.
Please take notice that the town board hereby directs that a public hearing shall be held on July 20th at 11 a.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard at East Hampton Town Hall, 159 Pinnacle Road, East Hampton, to hear any and all persons either for or against a local law entitled, a local law providing for the amendment of Chapter 240 Vehicles and Traffic to amend Section 240-60, Schedule 10, commercial vehicles over certain weights, lengths, and/or passenger capacities exclude to prohibit commercial vehicles in excess of 6,000 pounds from Cranberry Hole Road between Montauk Highway, New York State Route 27 to Cross Highway.
Thank you, Carol. Jason, do we have any callers on the line for this public hearing?
We just have a new caller who joined, and I'll unmute them right now. Hello, caller ending 4221. You are on the air.
Thank you, Jason. Good morning, Town Board. This is Jane Mearing in Amagansett. I wanted to speak in support of this proposed amendment to Chapter 240-60 regarding the Cranberry Hole Road Bridge, and I appreciate the responsiveness of the board. I believe I was in front of you guys on the work session at the end of June, noting that the tonnage, still read 5 tons. Obviously, the bridge is now closed, but I imagine this is something that will remain in perpetuity after there's a change in a fix. I had one just comment or question. I know the resolution says to amend commercial vehicles over 6,000. I think I understand why it is only commercial. I don't know that there are many passenger vehicles that even tip over 6,000, but I just wasn't sure if perhaps it should be all vehicles over 6,000. I guess I can imagine a passenger vehicle towing a boat or something like that maybe went over, but I just wanted to raise that. Aside from this particular legislation or resolution relating to this bridge, I just did want to say I know that it was deemed completely unsafe for not only vehicles, but I believe it was said that it was unsafe for pedestrians. I don't know what's going to happen here, but to any extent possible that there's an ability to reopen access for just pedestrians and bikers at some point, that would be, I think, much appreciated by the community. Second, I know this is sort of a mixed use jurisdiction situation, right, between the town owning the pavement and oversimplifying, and the MTA, I think, owning the structure of the bridge. It sounds like there's going to be a need to replace the bridge, and I think the whole community would support that. But to the extent possible, the town can, A, advocate that whatever powers that be have jurisdiction over that it happens as soon as possible, number one. And then secondly, aesthetically, this is a rural and characterful setting, and to the extent, obviously it needs to be safe and modernized, but to the extent we don't get something so tragically ugly, that would be appreciated. So thank you, Town Board.
Thank you for calling in, Jane. And just as a brief update, the board has been engaging with the LIRR discussions over the bridge and the future of the bridge. And those are ongoing. And as soon as we have any further information to report to the public, we will do so. We understand the importance of that roadway to our residents and visitors. Jason, do we have any other callers on the line for this public hearing?
We still have Mr. Drew on the line. I'd like to see if he has any, if he wishes to comment on this or the other public hearings, and I can mark that down if that's good.
Sure.
Mr. Drew, do you want to comment on this public hearing, or is there another one that you would like to comment on as well?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, yeah, but I want to hear them all. But no, I don't need to comment on this. I think you guys got it covered. Good job.
All right, cool. I'll wait till public portion for you then.
Well, I want to hear all the meetings. I might participate in one of these hearings. I really don't have the agenda in front of me. I couldn't get
Understood.
Find the agenda online. We found this online. It's streaming, but the audio that I'm talking to you is way different than what I'm looking at.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's a bit of a delay.
I'm good for now. Thank you. My bad. Good
All right, cool. I'll circle back to you, okay? Thank you.
So there is a delay. There is a delay, Martin, but we will check back with you on these other hearings as well.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carry.
Mr. Supervisor, since public hearings number 3 and 4 are two separate changes in the code that are within the same exact intended intent, I would like to make a motion to merge public hearings number 3 and 4.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The hearing records of the hearing 3 and 4 will be combined. Carol, if you'd read the public hearing notices on both, please.
Please take notice, the town board hereby directs that a public hearing shall be held on July 20th at 11 a.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard at East Hampton Town Hall, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, to hear any and all persons with regard to a local law entitled, a local law providing for the amendment of Chapter 240, Vehicles and Traffic, to amend 240-64, Schedule 14, Parking Prohibited Certain Hours, to amend the area of prohibited parking along the easterly side of Beach Lane, Wainscott. The name of the street's Beach Lane on the east side from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. from a point 1,400 feet from the dead end at the beach line to Main Street. Please take notice that the town board hereby directs that a public hearing shall be held on July 20th at 11 a.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard at East Hampton Town Hall, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, to hear any and all persons with regard to a local law providing for the amendment of Chapter 240, Vehicles and Traffic, to amend 240-79, Schedule 29, Permit Parking, to amend the area of permit parking along the easterly side of Beach Lane in Wainscott as follows. It's on the east side from the dead end at the beach line northwest for 1,400 feet.
Thank you, Carol. Is there anyone who wishes to address the board on this public hearing? Jason?
No one knew, but I'll circle back to Martin. I'll unmute and see if he wishes to address. Martin, you up?
Hello. Yes, I would like to speak to that topic. That's part of what I was going to speak to in my public portion. But if I could just make a couple comments, I'm glad to see you guys are working very hard on these parking issues and these roadway issues. If this is found required and necessary, of course, I would support everything the town's trying to do to help or deny parking, no matter the case. But I'll just leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Martin.
You're quite welcome.
Entertain a motion to close.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried. Carol, if you'd read the 5th public hearing notice, please.
Please take notice that pursuant to Section 247 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York and the provisions of the East Hampton Town Code, the Town Board of the Town of East Hampton will hold a public hearing, Town Hall Meeting Room, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, on Thursday, July 20th at 11 a.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard concerning the following grant of scenic and conservation easement to the Town of East Hampton. The grantor is 351 ELD LLC. It's a scenic and conservation easement dated June 2nd at 351 East Lake Drive in Montauk, Suffolk County Tax Map 300-722, and the reviewing agency is the ZBA.
Thank you, Carol. Jason, do we have anybody who wishes to address the town board on this public hearing, which is for a grant of scenic and conservation easement?
I'll unmute the only caller on the line. Martin, do you want to address about?
Hello again.
Yep, Logan. There you go.
Yes, I just wanted to say I always support the work you guys do with the gathering up of our, protecting our scenic easements through conservation and otherwise. So keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Carol, if you'd read the last public hearing notice, please.
Please take notice that pursuant to Section 247 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York and the provisions of the East Hampton Town Code, the Town Board of the Town of East Hampton will hold a public hearing in the Town Hall Meeting Room, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, on Thursday, July 20th at 11 a.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard concerning the following grant of scenic and conservation easement to the Town of East Hampton. The grantor, MTK2 LLC, care of Matthew Gudzowitzki and Joanne. Type of easement is a scenic and conservation easement dated June 28th. The location is 12 Gainsborough Court, Suffolk County Tax Map 319-423, and the reviewing agency is the ZBA.
Thank you, Carol. Jason, any callers wish to address the board on this conservation and scenic easement?
I'll unmute the only caller. Martin, you're up.
Yeah, hello, guys. I forgot to thank the donors for their generous gifts and all this. And please keep up the great work. It's good to see you guys still going at it. And then thanks again to the donating families. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. It's nice to hear from you today.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. That brings us up to the public portion where any member of the public may address the board on any topic. Again, we ask that you please try to keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Jason, are there any callers on the line who wish to address the board during open public comment?
I believe I have one caller who would. Unmuting the caller now.
Hello, guys. Thank you again, Martin, Drew, Springs. Yeah, I just wanted further comments, I guess, from my work session when I last spoke about Rita Cantina in Springs and the parking issues we're having down there. So we're praying that you guys will finally continue this type of hard work I see you doing in other aspects with the situation down there. Because I know with the residents in mind, they're very concerned about all the parking and stuff, and it's kind of bringing a little blight to our neighborhood, changing our neighborhood character. So we could really use the help with the parking sign issue. And the chief has been very generous, so we'd like to thank him. He put some temporary signs down there. But according to him, we need a resolution of support from the town board to further, I guess, get the legitimate signs up that have some teeth, as he says, where they're enforceable. So whoever's in charge of that, we could use your help and bring a resolution forward to that effect. I know it would really help the situation that's ongoing down there. So I'll just keep it to that for now, and thank you guys very much.
Thank you for taking time to call in today, Martin. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Nice to see you guys doing it still. Appreciate seeing you guys. Thank you.
Be well. Do we have
other
any
callers?
other callers on the line?
Nope,
Okay.
no other callers.
At this point, we can move on with resolutions. Kathy, you have resolutions to offer?
I do, let me just get this settled. Starting with Resolution 2023-1012, and it's approval of the warrant. Claims total $5,582,330.18. And the utility warrant totals $46,525.39.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, pass and carry.
Resolution 1013 is a status change from part-time to temporary Fire Marshal 1 from Mario Zeladon. Suffolk County Department of Civil Service has approved a 90-day temporary position effective July 24th through October 21st with no change. This will be an appointment with no change in hourly rate or budget account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, pass and carry.
1014 is to approve online continuing education for Jill Massa, Town Assessor, for a total cost of $278.35.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, pass and carry.
1015 is to accept bid EH 23-030. This is for food service and kitchenware items for July 2023. Goes to Mivela Foods of New York and APCO Paper and Plastics Corp.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried.
Resolution 1016 is to accept donation of plans for the first floor aquatic center from the Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation. This is a huge milestone for this project, so I'm going to read the entire resolution. Whereas Carl Fisher started out with a clear vision in 1925 when he bought the Montauk Peninsula to turn Montauk into the Miami Beach of the North, constructing buildings, homes, a yacht club, the Montauk Manor, and a glass-roofed 12-court tennis arena, the largest indoor tennis complex in the country at the time, known today as the Montauk Playhouse Community Center. And whereas in 1999, a group of developers donated the Montauk Playhouse property to the town of East Hampton, and whereas that same year, the nonprofit Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation was formed to help the town restore and convert the building into a community center, rescuing the building from demolition. And whereas in 2006, the restored Montauk Playhouse Community Center building opened with community facilities and services in its eastern half, operated by the town of East Hampton. And whereas shortly thereafter, the foundation signed a long-term lease with the town to develop the vacant western half. And whereas the mission of the foundation is to raise funds for the restoration and development of the historic Montauk Playhouse, creating a vital community center for the arts, education, recreation, and human services for Montauk and the East End. And whereas the vision of the Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation is to enrich the lives of the Montauk community through social, cultural, and aquatic fitness programs in the restored Playhouse. And whereas the Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation has raised the needed funds for the construction of a first floor aquatic center at the Playhouse and is now prepared to continue the rebirth of this landmark building into a community resource that welcomes and serves all by donating the architectural and engineering plans developed by Island Structures Engineering's PC for the entire unfinished western half of the Playhouse building. And whereas the town board and the Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation have committed to jointly collaborate, working together to complete the construction of the Montauk Playhouse, and the town board wishes to accept the generous donation of architectural and engineering plans for the western half, including the first floor aquatic center and a planned second floor multi-purpose cultural center from the Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation. And whereas the total value of the donated plans is $1,154,294.05. And whereas the Montauk Playhouse is a town-owned building, and as such, the construction of both the first floor aquatic center and the second floor multipurpose cultural center have been deemed public work projects, and as such will fall under the guidelines of the Wicks law with the payment of prevailing wage. And whereas the town board has committed a total of $5 million in capital funding in support of this worthwhile project. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board gratefully accepts the Montauk Playhouse Community Center Foundation's donation of architectural and engineering plans developed by Island Structures Engineering PC for the first floor aquatic center, and be it further resolved, the total value of the donated plans is $1,154,294.05. And be it further resolved that should the value of the architectural and engineering plans increase, the value of said plans shall be amended by town board resolution.
I gratefully second this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. This is an exciting resolution to pass, and we will be having a groundbreaking in just about 2 weeks from now.
I'd like to offer Resolution 2023-1017. This is a bond, $250,000 for additional fees for undergrounding conduits, utility lines. This is for the Montauk Gateway Project. The PPU for this is 5 years.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried.
Roll call.
Oh, roll call, yeah, I'm sorry.
Aye.
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 Aye, passed and carried.
Resolution 2023-1018 is Smoleon to schedule a public hearing for CPF Project Plan Addition. The property is located at 45 LaForte Lane in Amagansett. Suffolk County Tax Map 300-126-1-14.31. It's 2.04 acres of land, and the public hearing will be held on August 3rd, 2023 at 2 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried.
1019 is Smolin to schedule a public hearing for the acquisition and amend the 2023 Management and Stewardship Plan. The purported owner is Richard Smolin as receiver. The location is 45 LaForte Lane, Amagansett. Tax map 300-126-1-14.31, 2.04 acres of land. The proposed purchase price is $1,550,000, and the public hearing will also be held on August 3rd, 2023 at 2 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1020 is appoint East Hampton Volunteer Ocean Rescue members for 2023, listed below.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1021 is the termination of seasonal recreational employees for 2023. Names, titles, and dates below.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1022 is a title change for lifeguard for Broderick Schneider. He's hereby being promoted to advanced ocean lifeguard, hourly rate of $18.25, retroactive to July 14th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1023 is a budget modification for beaches, taking $210 from safety supplies and then bringing the same amount to other equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1024 is a notice of bidders for bid EH 23-032. This is for the Harbor Master Building roof replacement. The bid is available July 20th, 2023, and due back on August 10th, 2023. Any questions, please contact our finance purchasing department, at 631-324-4183.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1025 is accept the bid for bid number EH 23031. This is for 19 Joshua Edwards Court for an IA system upgrade. This is going to Keith Grimes Incorporated. The total cost is not to exceed $49,008.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1026 is a resolution in support of the application to have the Second House Museum added to the National and State Historical Place Register.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
I have Resolution 1027, and this is a notice of public hearing. The Town of East Hampton will hold a public hearing on August 17th at 11 a.m. To hear comments on the grant of a scenic and conservation easement at 9 Blue Jay Way. The grantor is 9 Blue Jay Way LLC, scenic and conservation easement. The date of the easement is July 7th, 2023. The location is 9 Blue Jay Way, East Hampton, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 300-183-2-003.002. The reviewing agency is the town board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution 1028 is to authorize budget and travel to Our Energy Policy Conference. Resolved that Samantha Klein in the Natural Resources Department is authorized to attend the Wind, Sea, and Shore, the Promise and Challenges of Offshore Wind Deployment, hosted by Our Energy Policy on Tuesday, January 25th in New York.
July 25th.
July 25th in New York City, cost not to exceed $200.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1029 is to amend urban renewal map, MN-2, urban renewal parcels 134 and 135. And this is whereas modifications to certain parcels in the town's urban renewal plan was proposed to relocate the access point for urban renewal parcel 135 from South Flag Street directly in front of the parcel to a driveway access across from urban renewal parcel 134 from South Farber Street, with South Flag Street directly in front and adjacent to urban renewal parcel 135. Whereas the town planning board recommends the approval of the requested modification, resolved that the below listed urban renewal modifications are hereby approved. Urban renewal map MN-2 parcel 135, relocate urban renewal number 135 via right-of-way through urban renewal 134 adjacent to South Flag Street, provide for the abandonment of South Flag Street directly in front and adjacent to urban renewal parcel 135, as shown on sketch titled Proposed Old File Map Study Number 1013, Subdivision 3, Montauk Beach Development Corp., MN-2, except as amended above, the requirements of Euro Map MN2 shall remain in full force and effect.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
passed and carried.
1030 is an urban renewal parcel, and there is a typo here, and I'll point out where it is. It's in the second paragraph, second line. From the bottom, it reads the westerly side. It should read the easterly side of Washington Street. So this is whereas the town board held a public hearing on May 28th to consider an application for modification to the town's urban renewal plan, and whereas the proposed modification to urban renewal map SP 4-2 proposed to eliminate the access point for urban renewal parcel 125 off Washington Street between lots 34 and 36 and relocate the access north to the intersection of Gardens Lane with Washington Street, and to provide for the abandonment of the easterly side of Washington Street presently depicted as access to urban renewal parcel 125. And whereas the proposed modifications were reviewed and supported by the town engineer, and I believe the planning board as well, and the planning board. And whereas the proposed modification to urban renewal plan is a type 2 action pursuant to CEQA, be it resolved that urban renewal modification to map SP 4-2 is approved, urban renewal map 125 SP 4-2 relocate the intersection of Washington Street and Gardens Lane with sufficient width to allow for the proper driveway access to the parcel, provide for the abandonment of Washington Street adjacent to urban renewal parcel 125 in lieu of the existing access shown on urban renewal 125 between old file maps 34 and 36, as shown on the sketch titled Proposed Old Filed Map Study, map number 16, section 1, Montauk View, Springs, SP-4-2, except as amendment, the requirements of urban renewal map SP 4-2 shall remain in full force and effect.
Do I have a second?
I'm just trying to remember, we held this public hearing on May 18th. And it was the Gardner's Lane, Washington Street. There were 2 public hearings we held.
Different.
This is different.
Mhm.
Okay, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
1031 is to approve annual stipends for Justice Court clerks, whereas Justice Lisa Rana and Justice Stephen Tukolsky have requested annual stipends for Justice Court clerk Spanish speaking. Resolved, Maria Osborne and Mercy Maracchio shall be paid the 2023 annual stipend of $3,312 to perform the duties of court attendance, prorated and effective July 24th through December 31st, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Resolution 1032 is a list appointment for Robert Kenya to Police Officer, Police Academy. Robert Kenya will be hereby appointed position Police Officer, Police Academy, annual salary of $59,734.42, effective July 20th, 2023. And he will be placed on unpaid leave of absence beginning July 20th, 23 until the start of the Suffolk County Police Department Police Academy at a date to be determined.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed, carried. 1033 is to amend Resolution 2023-224. Resolved that Sergeant Bradley Hughes will attend training in the place of Detective John Anderson, and that is for previous resolution approving that training. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. 1034 is to retain the professional engineering services, LK McLean PC Associates, PC Communications Building renovation and site repairs. The work includes the design fee and construction support in an amount not to exceed $47,200.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed, carried. 1035 is to accept the 2022 Annual Comprehensive Financial Report and Audits, which was presented on July 18th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Resolution 1036 is to amend Resolution 2020-849 to retain AKRF Incorporated Rayner Group, PE, and LS PLLC And that would provide for AKRF to be retained, and it's amended to provide for environmental review consultant fee not to exceed $15,000 to retain the Rayner Group to provide engineering services at a fee not to exceed $5,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. 1037 is to increase the cap for Sokoloff Stern LLP, special counsel on Sunrise Tut Hill 2023. And that is resolved that the funding increase shall be capped at $25,000, consisting of total of $100,000 for the calendar year of 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Resolution 1038 is to extend contract EH 21-027, supply and delivery of auto parts 2021, Advanced Auto Stars Company, DBA, Advanced Auto Parts, Grade A Petroleum Fleet Pride Incorporated, and Morgan Auto Supply Incorporated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. 1039 is to accept bid EH 23-028, purchase and delivery of toilets for prison cells, secure detention products. And that is at an amount of 7 toilets at $2,175 each, totaling $15,225.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed carried. 1040, funding to of dedicated town reserves. And this would be moving from undedicated fund balance in the indicated fund. We have a fund, employee benefit accrued reserve, general whole town, $300,000, capital reserve, whole town, $500,000. The B fund, retirement reserve, general part town, $100,000. Employee benefit accrued liability reserve, general part town, $300,000. Capital reserve, part town, $200,000. The highway fund, $25,000. Capital reserve highway, $125,000. And sanitation fund, $25,000 for employee benefit accrued liability reserve fund, and capital reserve sanitation in the amount of $125,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Resolution 1041 is a budget modification for civil defense. That is moving $2,000 from contingency to telephone in the same amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. 1042 is a budget modification for animal control. This is moving $15,000 from full-time salaries to overtime in the same amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. 1043 is a budget modification for the building department, moving $2,000 from computer software to office expense in the same amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. 1044 is budget modification for finance department, moving $400 from travel, conferences, and dues to office expense in the same amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. We have some additional resolutions. Kathy, I believe you have the first.
I do. 2023-1045 is to approve change order number 1 for the new senior center, community center at Abraham's Path. Whereas R2 Architecture has concluded the schematic design phase and is currently in the design development phase of the project and has requested a revision to the contract given the expanded scope of work, the increased construction budget, and the addition of new specialty consultants. And whereas R2 Architecture's basic service fees of $875,000 was originally calculated at 5.5% of a $16 million construction budget and needs to be revised to $1,540,000 to reflect the current construction budget of $28 million and to account for a miscalculation that 5.5% of $16 million is $880,000 and not $875,000. And whereas LK McLean Associates will replace Harani Engineering for geotechnical, septic, and civil engineering, and whereas McLean services are also needed for topographic survey, a tree survey and staking, soil borings, a traffic study, secret assistance, and subdivision filing. And whereas the project necessitates additional specialty consultants and fees for Shen, Milson, and Wilkie LLC for acoustical services, Kohler Roman for enhanced commissioning if needed, Silman for PV canopies, and Lair Land, Air, Water, Environmental Services, Inc. for soil borings. And so therefore be it resolved, the town board approves change order number 1, which increases the basic service fees to R2 Architecture to $1,540,000, replaces Harani Engineering with McLean, incorporates additional specialty consultant fees and services in the total amount of $426,617, and adds an estimated $75,000 in reimbursable allowance to be incorporated into their original agreement and subject to review and approval of the town attorney.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carried.
10,
Carol, I'll be recusing myself from this resolution.
Resolution 1046 is approval of various special event permits. We've got the annual Nipper Tournament to be held Monday, July 31st from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Albert's Landing Beach, and Tuesday, August 1st from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Atlantic Avenue Beach. We've got the 25th annual East Hampton, wow, 25th annual, it's incredible, right? 25th annual East Hampton Junior Lifeguard Tournament at Atlantic Avenue Beach, and that's going to take place Saturday, August 5th and Sunday, August 6th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Amber Waves Farm is holding a summer hoedown fundraiser on Friday, August 18th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. with a rain date of Saturday, August 19th. And Sirius XM is holding a series of concerts at the Stephen Talk House Monday, August 14th from it's 6 to midnight, but the music will be done around 8:30.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Recused.
2023-1047 is to amend a special event permit for Julia Cordery, Midsummer Night Drinks, God's Love We Deliver. There was a incorrect date on the original application, and this event is taking place on Sunday, July 29th from 6 to 9 p.m. at a residence in East Hampton.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carried.
I'd like to offer resolution 2023-1048. This is appoint full-time automotive equipment operator in the Highway Department, Devin Manser. And Devin will now be hereby appointed to the full-time position as AEO in the Highway Department, hourly rate of $24.85. Grade 20, step 1 for a 40-hour work week, retroactive to July 16th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carried.
1049 is a retained LK McLean Associates for a new salt storage building at the Town Highway Department. And they submitted a proposal for assistance. The bid assistance is $8,000. Construction support services is $57,000. And for the project, cost not to exceed $65,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carried.
I have resolution 1050, and this is to accept the grant of scenic and conservation easement through 351 ELD LLC, and the public hearing was held today. There was only one comment in support. So resolve that the town accepts the scenic easement from 351 ELD LLC. The date of the easement is June 2nd, 2023. It's at 351 East Lake Drive, Montauk, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-7-2-2, and the reviewing agency is the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carried.
And again, resolution 2023-1051 is to accept grant of scenic and conservation easement from MTK2 LLC. The public hearing was held today, and again, we had one comment in support. Therefore, resolve that the town accepts the easement listed below and authorizes and directed supervisor to execute the same on behalf of the town. The grantor is MTK2 LLC, care of Matthew Guzowski and Joanne Guzowski. This is date of the easement is June 28th, 2023. The location is 12 Gainsborough Court, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-19-4-23. The reviewing agency of the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass and carried.
And I have a resolution 1052, which is a JCAP grant authorization. This is whereas the Town Justice Court is requesting authorization for the town board to apply for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program during the upcoming grant cycle. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of the Town of East Hampton authorizes the East Hampton Justice Court to apply for the JCAP grant in 2023-2024 grant cycle up to $30,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. Resolution 1053 is to amend the CSCA Schedule A to add the title of Airport Maintenance Mechanic. The CSCA Schedule A is hereby amended to reflect the addition of Airport Maintenance Mechanic Grade 20, starting step at $24.39 an hour. And that is effective July 20th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried. 1054 is a memorializing resolution in support of the county ballot referendum on clean water. Whereas the Suffolk County Legislature is considering two bills, IR 1512-2023 and IR 1573-2023, which would establish a countywide sewer district, would extend through 2060 an existing 0.25% tax that funds the Suffolk County Drinking Water Protection Program, and would put a clean water referendum before voters, asking them to cast ballots in November on whether to increase the county sales tax by 1/8 of a cent for the creation of Suffolk County Water Quality Restoration Fund. And whereas the revenue from the county sales tax would increase would be used for water quality improvement projects, such as providing funding for the installation of upgraded nitrogen removing septic systems to replace antiquated cesspools and septic systems, or for creating, expanding, and upgrading wastewater treatment facilities. And whereas the East Hampton Town Board finds that restoring clean, healthy water requires drastically reducing nitrogen pollution, and acknowledges that it is costly for residents and business owners to upgrade to low nitrogen systems, and thus finds that grants to homeowners for septic system upgrades are an effective way to address the problem, both through the existing town and county programs. And whereas the Town Board supports a countywide dedicated funding source to upgrade the 380,000 septic systems in the county that are potentially suffocating our bays, harbors, contaminating drinking water, and causing fish kills and harmful algal blooms. Whereas the Suffolk County Legislature voted on June 21st to recess a public hearing on the act and will continue the hearing at its July 25th meeting. And whereas the July 25th session will be the last opportunity for the legislature to vote to put the increased sales tax proposals to voters this November in order to meet the ballot referendum deadline in early August. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of East Hampton Town Board urges the Suffolk County Legislature to approve the November 7th ballot referendum, allowing county voters to vote on the 8% sales tax increase and creation of the Suffolk County Water Quality Restoration Fund, which would have a significant impact on the efforts to protect and restore our waters.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. We have one additional resolution.
I do. I'd like to offer resolution ID 29807. This is provisional appointment to principal office assistant in the highway department for Danielle Pizzo, hourly rate of $25.04 annually for a 40-hour work week, effective August 7th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Any other resolutions?
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel, contracts, and advice of counsel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed and carried. Stay safe and be well, everyone. Thank